Yes, indeed, man. It's your boy Sal in the building. Let me make sure my sound is up. Let's see here, man. Shout out to everybody watching the show. I switched over to that AT&T fiber internet, so I was down yesterday. Hopefully this has got the show looking and sounding a little bit better. We'd already been going through some really good streaming days, but I'm just hoping that this clears everything from now on. Yes, indeed, man. Let me get my Skype up. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Robert Turman, Parker Mills? Shout out to all the people watching now and in the future. This is episode number 204. Today's date, August 24th, 2017. Okay, I gotta change that shit on my Skype. Y'all calling me a little bit too fast here. Come on now. Right. Fucking up my sound and everything. God damn. Hold on. I'm gonna have to change that on my Skype. Hold on. Where it changes my sound like that. Yes, indeed, man. What's going on, Felix Siapani? Devon? Yes, this is completely live. YJ, did you change your name? I recognize that picture. Dom Will, what's up, bro? Jack Green. Yes, indeed, man. We all back in the building. Let me go ahead and get the show started with. Let me go ahead and get the show started with, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you. This is episode 204 for today, August 24th, 2017. With that being said, okay, this guy's calling up here. All right. You want to be on the show? What's going on? 925. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Sal, this is Tim, and I'm out of Austin, Texas at the moment, man. And I gotta tell you right now, you're making some beautiful plays.
Appreciate it, man. What you got to talk about today?
I was just curious, man. Like, do you have any thoughts with this hurricane? I'm in Texas right now,
yeah,
and the oil stocks are gonna go straight. I mean, you know, it's looking like something to short, you know?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I mean, like, for the last couple of days, I heard it wasn't that strong, but I guess it built up today.
It's building up, and I mean, take a look at the media, man. They're hyping it up, of course, you know. So you know, it's bringing all that attention.
Sure.
It's bringing all that attention, so it makes you wonder, you know.
Right now, where are you in Texas?
I'm in Austin, so
okay.
Luckily I'm more inner Texas, you could say, like more central. So I'm kind of away, but like Houston and Galveston, they're basically evacuating at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a little bit of it. I need to look more into it. Obviously, yeah. I mean, when a hurricane is in play, especially when I've seen it happen, you know, to tropical storms and whatever in Florida. Yeah, oil is one of the first things you look at. There are also disaster management companies. There are a few publicly traded disaster management stocks that tend to run during, you know, these kind of events as well. So we'll definitely take a look at that if somebody brings those stocks up.
Hey, I appreciate it, man, and thanks again, you know, for always picking up these calls.
Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So shout out to 925. I appreciate you calling about that, man. I wouldn't have even brought that whole idea of what's going on in Texas. The media, you know, I know down there, I'm sure they're talking about it a lot, but up here, and I'm not even honestly that far. I mean, here in Charlotte, North Carolina, they haven't been talking about that storm that much. But yes, that's a catalyst. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a catalyst, and as short term as it is, maybe a couple of days or so, or a day and a half, 2 days, whatever it is, you know, that's an opportunity to make money. So we'll try, and if anybody's got some stocks they want to look at that particularly affects that, I know you got a lot of Houston-based energy companies. Whether that's a good or bad thing for them, I think you got to, you know, it'll be a good thing. particularly if you look at the larger cap energy plays. I don't know so much the small cap ones, but the large cap ones where they can, be able to really benefit off any kind of like sudden price move for that commodity on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? The whole state, like that energy company affects the whole damn state, and because that storm is running through there, all of their operations could be affected, whether that be good or bad, So we'll take a look at that. I want to know what happened to all my RTNB haters out there. Where you at? I don't see you. All the people who was hating on RTNB the last time we were on the show. Oh, Sal, they're getting shitted on. Oh, man, they're going down. They're going down. I told you guys, don't be shorting this stuff, man. The catalyst is still strong. Look where I put that line at. Look where I put that line at when I talked to you guys about it when it was still going down. Come on, man. Y'all need to stop playing around with these, low RSI, runners. When it's time to go up, it's time to go up. The selling is over. You know what I'm saying? After a stock sells off, look, they only got so many shares to sell. Eventually, the buyers will come into control. We see that happen in dries all the time. Now dries is a piece of shit stock, and we got another shipping stock that reverse split today, DCIX. DCIX is one of our favorites around here. That got, reverse split. I believe that's what happened to DCIX today, right? I don't believe that 352% move was a one-day move, right? I didn't even check it. I saw the 300-something plus percent, and then I looked at the ticker, and I was like, okay, that's that garbage stock, DCIX. That had to be a split. That couldn't have been a one-day gain, right? Yeah, I saw DCIX is saying up here, DCIX. I'll pull it up in a second. But I want to talk about this RTNB. That still has, a lot of ways to go. And I think Andres, no, I don't think it was Andres. It was somebody else in here who was shitting on RTNB. And yeah, I remember it had a rough morning, but people were buying those dips. This is an opportunity here. 22% gain today in the stock. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. And it didn't have the most beautiful day, but look, another very strong morning, and it didn't sell off. But here's the thing. They're buying the bottoms. They're buying the bottoms in it. And look, I saw what you guys talked about on Tuesday, because if you guys remember, on Tuesday everybody was, toward the end of the show, everybody's like, "Oh, Sal is selling off. It's going to open, blah blah blah," And yes, we saw that after hours. It was shitting on itself. We saw it was shitting on itself after hours. What's up, Three Hooks? But as soon as the bell rung, there were buyers, man. There were buyers. Why? Because the technical still supported a run. It still supported a run. And everybody who got into RTNB yesterday, congratulations to you. Because today was your day and you deserved every moment of it. You deserved every moment of it. You deserve to sell at that top like you did today. Many of you did, obviously. It's right all in here in the chart. It's all in the chart. You see it right here. The people who got in here, they all were, oh my God, I'm up 37%. I've held it up for a day. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And that's exactly what they did. And that's smart. And here's the thing. If you got in it, even on the lows of the day, you have the opportunity possibly tomorrow to make some more money in this. Because if you look at the day chart again, the daily chart, it's still looks like it can keep going. It can still keep going. You know, we're not at 70. We're not at 85. We're not at, I mean, you still have an opportunity to possibly make some money at this. All right? Let's see if we can maintain that volume. I mean, that's a lot of damn money coming into that stock. So it's got to maintain that pressure. Let's see if that happens tomorrow. I know tomorrow we have the Fed. Is Janet? What the hell is her name? Janet Yellen. Is she meeting tomorrow? That's the great thing of not playing these large cap stocks is really don't give a damn about these Fed meetings and stuff. And whatnot. The big man is talking about shutting down the government. Please do. I tweeted him like an hour ago. I said, please. I wanted to put quotation marks after honorable because I was like, Mr. President, you're honorable. Then I tagged him, Donald Trump. I wanted to put like quotation marks around honorable, but I was like, you know what? Let me not make this political. But shut down the government. Please shut it down. Shut it down. That would be the greatest thing that could happen right now. If you've got puts on anything with a market cap over 10 billion right now. I love it. I love that kind of talk. Shut it down. And you guys know when the government shuts down, all the little Social Security offices close. Post offices closed. All the little healthcare centers. When I say healthcare, I mean the VA. All the VAs are closed. I love it. Shut it down. What's going on, Alex Montez? Yeah, you were saying something about somebody kicked you out or whatever, man. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, cruise cuts. I mentioned that. The DCIX split. What stocks did you post up, Parker Mills? Shout out to everybody who's in the chat room. Stock Z, Q-Tech in the building. Q to Mayo. Fox 32, what's up, man? Mr. Quintavious, what's going on? Robert Turman, I saw you earlier. Who else I didn't notice in here? All right, everybody got an A-OK. All right, so let's go take a look at some other plays. Please tell me you got in on my BW. I was so excited about today. I saw that gain. And again, it hasn't caught up with me yet. I'm still down like 2% on the trade. But I'm looking for that 294. You guys remember I was talking about BW. I love this chart too. I love this chart too. I'm hoping the selling is gone, but I got fooled. I got fooled a couple days ago. That's why I kind of went in earlier, but I still got a day against me. So caught up, but I'm still like down 2% in the trade. Although we had a really good day today, and that helped out. But I'm looking for BW to really get up out of there. I'm looking for 294, where that green line is, and I'm out of there. I might even get out earlier than that. I don't know. But I'm not even looking for, the gap or the middle of the body of the big drop. I don't care for that. Get me to that green line, and that's a good, solid return for that play. What's going on, ATL Trader? All right. Let's keep it going here. It was interesting to see this stock do something again. It's been a while since we've seen MOSY run. If you guys remember MOSY, it had a really good June. But, MOSY was one of those plays that, toward last year when I had started the show, we had some really, really great runs in MOSY. So to see it really back onto its winning ways again, that was pretty interesting. The stock, if I didn't really have a reason to run today. I didn't see any real news. The social media blabber was kind of just, the typical bullshit you kind of see on stock twits. It's going to 5. Everybody buy. It's going to 10. But besides that, I didn't see anything else. Got a big old candlestick on top of this, so I know a lot of people got left up there. But with that being said, I mean, look, gain is gain, up 26% today. Again, here's another one that, got oversold, but you didn't really, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of forgot about this play. I forgot about MOSY. I don't know how true of a semiconductor stock it is. It could be one of those companies that, kind of outsources their production. I know there's a term for semiconductor companies that do that. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. But they're not true semiconductor plays. But overall, I mean, yeah, the stock sold off, and nice play from the bottom there. Just at 31 on the RSI, nice move over the last couple of days. I mean, that's return is return. 86 cents to $1.20 over 4 days now. That's very commendable. Nice play. Nice play. All right, we'll look at some of you guys' tickers. NAK. Yeah, shout out to Anthony on that NAK. I know he wanted it to come down, but now NAK is and just as I said to him on the show last time he called on Tuesday, this stock, just make up your mind, man. Like, are you going to go up? You're going to go down? I mean, it's just, and again, loving my moving averages, but you don't know how to ride this thing. Just spreading out the last 6 months, you don't even know where to go. And when I can't tell, I just leave it alone. So NAK now looking like it's looking for that $2 again at $1.75. I see we've got some bit of a wall here at the 180s. But other than that, yeah, a bit of a wall here at the 180s. So we'll see if it does it again and breaks through that. What's going on, Mr. Lloyd? Jack Green? Yeah, we just took a look at NAK. Again, got a little bit of a wall up there at the 180s. I see we've tried them a couple times here, and it's failed it. So be careful of that tomorrow. Nice play today. I mean, you had decent volume, above average volume, significantly above average. You got hot fast. That's what caused the RSI to really spike like that. 4.7 million shares traded today, average of only 500,000. So if you know what exactly brought all that money into it, give me a call. The phone number is on the screen. But definitely a stock that had people interested in it today. PTX, someone's saying that's up after hours. Here's another stock, got oversold. I'm loving these, these low cheap low RSI plays. Under $5, dirt cheap. You can load all day. Stocks that actually people like. I don't like the fact that the volume is crappy. You'd love to see a little bit more volume in this. That's why, plays like this, I'd love to at least see, 750,000 shares or higher. Yeah, volume is really low on this. But this used to be back when they traded for like 22 cents, 30 cents. I know some of you guys in here may remember those days when PTX used to be a 10 cent, 20 cent stock before they reverse split. You can go back on the chart not too far and see that. I see that S right here back in October of 2016. But this used to be a 10 cent, 12 cent stock. And, yeah, they were putting up 2-3 million shares a day being traded in the stock. Not so much now that they're a little bit higher, but, slowly working its way lower on a longer-term time frame. Yeah, CBMJ. I you know what? I had money tied up other places. Let me bring up the. It keeps bringing up that tickers and a couple other CBMJ, that OTC stock, right? Yeah, that was a nice move on that but I don't know what the volume was on that, but yeah, nice play, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you brought it up. I'm guessing there were some emails sent out about it. Were there some emails sent out about it? I mean, other than that, I mean, shout out to you, man. You know, you had brought it up, you know, last time on the show, which was Tuesday. So I think we were about right here or so. So, yeah, man, solid move. Again, I don't know what the volume was today. So if it was, you know, very liquid, which it looks like it was, you had a lot of volume come in today. I don't know the final number on that. But, yeah, that was a great opportunity for you to get out with some massive gain. I mean, this is 0050 something to a penny. That's a huge return. That's a huge return. CHFS, Woman Pum. CHFS. I think you've brought this up a couple times, man. I mean, let me know, what do you see in this? I know you brought it up before. I would just like to know what you see in it, man. I mean, it's not really doing anything and hasn't done anything in quite some time. Yes, it's a NASDAQ play. You know, obviously you know, something could happen here. If you know of something, please let me know, because you got a lot of support at these levels. But I'd love to know what you see in it for the long term that gets you so excited to talk about it. Parker Mills, you said $3,000 a profit. All right, QQQ. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ sold off today. You know, I still got my puts on it. I kind of got scared a little bit out of the position a couple days ago, but today was really nice to see it getting back. As I said, that 140 for me, I honestly believe that could be the trap, man. If we get back under 141, it may have a hard time getting back above it. So 141 has acted like support now two times. I think you're going to get a third time tomorrow, maybe, you know, depending on how this Fed meeting comes out, and depending on what all this talk is about the shutting down of the government, blah, blah, blah. We'll see how concrete those plans become tomorrow. But, you know, as of right now, my moving averages are getting closer and closer, and that you know, could signal an opportunity for the stock to, you know, for the market to go bearish if we continue to see, you know, this continue to go lower, you know. So that's what made me, you know, get into this put side position to begin with, because I honestly think that, you know, we had a good run. We've had a really great run since, you know, November of 2016. And I think it's time for another correction. And I'm not saying, you know, we're going all the way back to where we started, but, you know, maybe something like what happened, you know, back in June to beginning of July, something like this. You know, that could be very possible. So that's why I got my 138s here. I got my 138 line here, because I'm thinking maybe that could, you know, be the saving grace of all of this. All right. JCPenney, you know, is that a real serious turnaround situation? No, I honestly think it's just another situation of a stock that's beat up. And again, I think if you played what happened over the last couple of days in JCPenney, yeah, you've made some really good money, but be careful, because I don't think you're going back up to 5. I don't believe that at all. I don't think you'll ever see 5 again for JCPenney this year. But, you know, if you played the downside, I very well think you can get back to the 4, as you almost did today. You touched 397. I don't think 4 is out of the question. I definitely don't believe 5 is in the question. And by the way, as I mentioned in several episodes, I still have 2019 $2 JCPenney puts, as well as $1 JCPenney puts. 2019. I don't think this company's going to make it. I just don't. But shout out to Macy's. Macy's today hired, I did see Macy's hire a former eBay executive. So that was an interesting move from Macy's, and Macy's has been doing pretty good these last couple weeks. And very similar chart to JCPenney, by the way. So retail kind of bouncing off. But again, I think these are all short term. These are opportunities for you to go in there and reset. And for those people who were short heavy these stocks, this is an opportunity for you to go back in. And, you know, over the long term, I think you'll be right back to these lows in no time. In no time. Because at the end of the day, man, you know, people's shopping habits are changing. People's shopping habits are changing. So, you know, find out where this top is going to be, get in, and I think you're going to ride it right back down. I honestly believe that. You know, are we going to see JCPenney be a $100 stock again? Hell no. You said JCPenney 350 calls paying off? Yeah, they're dirt cheap. JCPenney has always had pretty dirt cheap options. Kind of like CHK. Kind of like CHK. So I think this is an opportunity for people to play the put side. Go long. Give yourself a lot of time. You'll be right back in the money in no time. All right. No, ATL Trader, there are no shares available on Seago. But Seago, you know, we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. But, you know, look, if anybody who was in there, you know, you enjoyed the ride. You enjoyed the ride. You know, you enjoyed the ride, and it is what it is. So, but you had some people play that bottom. Like I said, you know, even in OTCs, when you have the sell-off, you always have those guys who want to come in and think this could be the beginning of, you know, another day or two of gains, and they played the bottom. And we'll see what happens with it tomorrow. But I think you'll be left holding the bag on Seago. All right. Yeah, wasn't able to get in short on that. Let's look at some of you guys' other tickers here. MLP, Maui Land and Pineapple Company. Yeah. Don't know much about this one. Again, I don't like the volume, man. 89,000 shares. 139 traded today, but, you know, yeah, it's you know, definitely down there. Definitely down there. All right. A little bit high for me, though. I mean, $13 a share. To really get a return on that, I'm going to have to go in pretty large, and I'm just not willing to risk it on something that trades that, you know, that low. All right, let's look at Mac. Let's see here on Mac. Yeah, if you want to play those bottom bouncers, man, go for the cheapies, man. Go for the cheapies where you can really load up and it's gonna, you know, change the size of your account. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it wrong. A $30 stock or a $15 stock that goes oversold, yeah, that's a catalyst is a catalyst. But you know, when you play the cheapies, right? You know, those you know, 10 cent, 30 cent, $1, $2, $3. Those are the kind of gains you make on them that are going to change your account. You know, because you can go into that pretty heavy. Mac looking real nice here. Look at that. Nice 2 days of gains on Mac. And this is a situation where, you know, again, those moving averages getting a little bit closer here. Obviously, you know, that candlestick yesterday was, you know, hitting the top of the moving average like that. That was some, you know, that's a solid day, you know, and a reason to jump in with small size and then getting that confirmation today. Decent volume. You don't see that you know, that you had any unusual volume in the stock today. Another 1.3 million shares traded. Average is 1 million to be exact. And you're still not crazy hot or anything like that. So just be aware of that tomorrow. I would put that, you know, to watch tomorrow. $1.32 a share. You know, that'd be definitely something to watch. Why not? That'd be something to watch. What's going on, Africa Emporium? I saw you talk about DCTH and them deciding on the reverse split, I believe on the 28th. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Somebody mentioning that GES is the best retail play right now. Yeah, that spike today, Guess, with insane numbers. And we talked about Guess a couple of days ago. If you guys remember, we talked about how, who the hell is wearing Guess right now. But obviously somebody's buying Guess. I don't believe anybody under 30 is wearing Guess. Because Guess was hot in like 94, 92. And I don't remember anybody really sweating Guess over the last 10 years. I mean, who's fucking with Guess? Please tell me, because I want to know where they're getting that money from. Because, but at the end of the day, they're profitable. Although I would probably short this though. I don't know. I would still short the shit out of this. And Guess you're gonna get some shorts on. But man, that trend looks highly favorable to them. Ooh, now that I see that long-term trend is actually in their favor. I don't know. They do have a history of some healthy pullbacks along the way, but the trend is still their friend right now. But even looking at the RSI, when they get to these levels, they have very strong pullbacks. If you look at the peaks on the RSIs, every single time they get to a top, you have a healthy pullback. So history on the short term is very favorable for me if I were to go in short on this. But still very, very dangerous because that bottom wick, they were buying up those bottoms there today. That's going to be interesting to watch over the next couple of days. Not a penny stock, but still very, very interesting. Yeah. I don't know how they're making money, but yes, excellent earnings on that. TTC, Toro Company, agricultural play, way too expensive. Way too expensive. $63 stock. Just fell off its ass from 72. 2.8 million shares today. I would play the options on this one if they have pretty liquid options. Why not? Play the options on it. All right, but way too expensive. $63 stock there. That's a pretty big company. I mean, it's got a $7 billion market cap. So solid move on the downside for them. He said Guess was hot until about 98. Yeah. African Emporium, yeah, RTNB. I was looking for those people on RTNB who were talking shit on it. We're talking a lot of shit on RTNB. Somebody brought up ADSK. ADSK, here's the daily chart, Autodesk. I'm not seeing anything there. Who brought that up? Denson for Dummies, what do you see there, sir? 110 a share. I don't know what you're seeing there. All right, very boring looking play to me. You said Guess is hot. Q-Tech, who's rocking Guess though? I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it. Hip hop usually creates the culture when it comes to that. When we talk about lifestyle brands right now, but even the rappers aren't even name dropping anymore like they used to. I don't really see the name dropping like it was, how bad it was a couple years ago. CERC, 83 cents today, up 21 cents on today's move. Again, here's another stock that's relatively illiquid. All of a sudden, having a lot of money come into it today. You zoom in a little bit, you see all the volume coming in with today's move. See what the news was to bring that in, and I don't see it. The last thing I see here on the news was like 7 days ago. So do we have a pump here or what? I know over the last several months we have seen some NASDAQ pump and dumps. We saw it not too long ago when they pumped Sears Canadian stock. You guys remember that shit? When the Canadian version of Sears ran like nuts? 202, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, my brother Sal? Uncle Johnson there to the family that's out there as well. Just calling in. I've been on the show in a minute. Been busy with the house and all, so just want to call in. I normally don't call in during the weekdays, but I had to call in to kind of, tell you, obviously, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing phenomenal things as always. So Just happy to be here, man. You got the African Emporium in the house.
Appreciate it. Shout out to African Emporium on the show right now. African Emporium, obviously, I know you're following a lot of different tickers, but I want to touch on DCTH and get that out of the way. What do you think about that one, my man?
All right. Like, we've kind of been discussing as of late. We know that, once again, they're still at that proverbial crossroad. The date was August 28th. We know it got pushed back with the extension or more or less the appeal that they're actually searching to get for NASDAQ to stay current. Mm-hmm. With the way things are going, like I said, we've seen, this stock give us one heck of a roller coaster. Yeah. In a lot of ways, a lot of good gains that came off this stock. Yeah. And the institutional buyers that's in this stock, they're still there. You have a few that sold off, but a few of the big ones like Vanguard and I forgot the other one, a couple other ones, Stanley Morgan, whatever it is. They were still hanging around, but as of today, it's weird. I just found out some more news. Vanguard actually even increased their share potential up from, I think, like 4 million up to 12 million. So they got 12 million shares in this stock. And Vanguard is pretty reputable when it comes to institutional hedges, that out there. They're one of the bigger names out there. And, beyond that alone, we know that the catalyst is coming down the pipeline, that the stock is, up for that, third phase of the FDA trial. We know that the reverse split is definitely on cue for, being voted down. I don't know if you guys know this, but just an inside reality, I think the investors, me, you, and the average Joe, owns well over 60 or 70% of the company. Mm-hmm. So we literally own them, although we know that's still, hypothetical in a lot of ways. But that voting power to kind of really get in there and shake up the institutions from allowing the company or the board of directors to kind of make these frivolous decisions that will dilute the opportunity in the stock, which we know that they have a great technology in this liver cancer treatment. It's actually surging overseas in UK like crazy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have been checking the UK market. It's crushing it over there. I mean, it's to the point that the FDA, would love for them to go ahead and get a fast track scenario in place. Yeah. And that's all dependent upon the U.S. market, though, because, the Europe market is a subsidiary value. They need the U.S. market, Delcap, to kind of go and kick in. But management has been a little incompetent lately. They've been very skittish about putting out news. And typically, you've been around for a while. So, when they get to talking about when a company goes silent and there's still patents are being filed and AQs are being filed and all these different things are happening, typically there's somewhere down the pipeline there might be some kind of merger, buyout, or something may be looming. So, it's still up in the air with that. I don't like to do the speculative thing on that regard because we saw what happened to CYTR. Mm-hmm. A lot of people got burnt on that. But, however, we know that Delcap is the leading entity at this level of a small cap stock that has the best liver cancer treatment available right now at its level. That bigger institution would love to buy up like Merck and what's the other one with the Pfizer and so it's in a very strategic position. Yeah. Not only for the company but for investors, because if they choose not to do that reverse split, if NASDAQ says, okay, well, we don't want to grant you the appeal to get your another extension, which they had one before. They know deep down inside, and the company knows this, and a lot of the institutions are buying this stock that's front-loaded for a particular reason. They know that it has the potential to be barred. There are suitors that's in the wing right now that would love to snatch up this company.
Yeah, and it's so funny, not to cut you off, I don't think this is going to get delisted. I think if they vote down, right, if it gets voted down, I think they get the extension from NASDAQ. I honestly believe that that they will get another extension. I've seen companies get 4 or 5 of them. So, this company has had, I think 1. So, if they get the extension, man, this is going, this could go crazy again.
I agree. And that's typically what we've been playing on. We've been playing it from the technical aspect of it being a lot of technical breakout because they just had not been releasing news. And there's too many people that has a vested interest in this stock. I know some of the investors actually are in this stock now. We kind of formed a little clique. Even though I'm not one of the, the kind of type will say, I'm just, I'm head over here with these companies. I care nothing about these companies. All of them pumping down to me. I only care about what can I get out of them.
Yeah.
And that what keeps me grounded in this, because if I'm front loading, I'm in at a certain price point, and I'm insulated, then by all means, I got cash to sit in. I'm going to sit in it. I mean, you did that with USEI and a couple others. I mean, you know this. The guys that's been trading a while know this, how you play these type companies.
Yeah.
You got to be insulated. You can't come in at the top and saying, well, I'm gonna play it from an ambiguous standpoint, and not understand where it's at on the 52-week moving average value, where it's at on on terms of its technical value. You got to know what you're dealing with in that regard. And I think in this case, in terms of DCTH, mark my words, and I rarely like to say that in terms of stock market, but this one way or the other, you are in a good position at these levels, 11 and 10 cents. Because keep in mind, and we watched this chart over the last 3 months. It's been hovering net less than 6 cents was the lowest they hit when they had that bad sell off.
Yeah.
Right, but it rebounded right back. It came right back, and it didn't waste no time lingering down there in that 6 cent range. It's not right back up to 10 cents. So 10 cents seemed to be the most solid value of support it hit. Now we know we trending above 11, 12, but it's going back up. It's definitely going to go back up and touch that 20 cents mark. And then, like I said, if they even hint that they're going to put out some kind of news before the deadline of the September 28th, which that's what the date they pulled back for the appeal, that stock is going to go crazy.
Yeah. It's
going to go crazy.
That's very true.
And so, we're playing it from that perspective that, and once again, it's just a short-term, long-term investment. We ain't crazy about it. I'm not a self-righteous trader. Y'all know I am. I follow the money. If it ain't moving, I ain't moving. I make that very simple. And as long as they have a decent value of technical, accuracy with them in their current, I'm going to play it. And that makes me segue right into RTNB. We know RTNB had people, well, yeah, this and this. Man, look here. All these companies pump and dump. All these companies are out to burn investors if they can at the end of the day, because they're only concerned about their better interest in keeping their company oiled and well for institutional buyers to come in and protect them. So you trade them the same way you would meet somebody on the street and leave them the same day if necessary. If they're not something that's really about you want to be a part of it for a while. So here's the company once again, same scenario. Cybersecurity. Big Trump stock here. And people feel to realize this is a Trump stock. We're talking cybersecurity, you're talking a Trump stock now. Mm-hmm. Because what's the one thing that's plaguing America right now? Being what? Breach.
Yeah.
From a cybersecurity perspective. North Korea, Russia, et cetera, et cetera. And if you understand that, whether they put out a, Fugazi article about, we heard about the article might have been, ambiguous that, they've been voted the #1 cybersecurity company that's pretty much in the country right now at their level of particular whatever sector of cybersecurity that they're focused on. But they were voted #1, and they hit some financial issues this past quarter.
Yeah.
Right. The stock went from $5 or $6. If you look at this 3-month chart, I'm guessing, Sal.
Yeah.
Around there was like $5 or $6. It sold off pretty well. Went all the way down to 80 cents, somewhere around there, 80, 60 cents, something like that.
It's gotten beat up. It's definitely gotten beat up.
Well, it ain't even really gap there. It just sold off a lot. So it has a lot of room to run. And y'all been watching this stock the same way I have since Friday. I've been tearing this stock up, and it's going to run tomorrow. Mark my words. It's been running every day. It's been the only consistent stock all week. And the people that trade the market know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been looking at this stock. You've been seeing it just like I've been seeing it. It's the only stock that's been running all week.
Yeah. Man, that's actually a really beautiful weekly chart too, man. It's still, you're absolutely right. It's still, if you're a patient investor, I think you might be able to get back into the 4s in this if you're willing to be patient. That actually a beautiful looking chart.
Oh, tomorrow's going to be crazy. One way or the other, it's going to show, it's going to go back and test that $3.50-30 mark. Yeah. If it breaks that, by all means, it's definitely going to go to $4. Right. And, but that's, here and near to there, but it has that potential value from the front loaders that's buying the stock and checking the level 2 all week. People, they've been scalping it too, by all means, but you got a lot of people that's still holding the stock. Keep in mind, when they had that sell-off the other day, because, the CEO came out, they was having the issue about, what about the foreclosure that's looming them, and they went into a definitive agreement to kind of sell back some of the shares, $500,000 worth to pay some of the, the employees off. Well, the CEO is an ex-military guy, so he's gung-ho He got a lot of ego. He's one of them type CEOs. You know, he don't want the company to fail because he knows that he has a particular, ace in the hole that he can be bought out. And that's basically what he's trying to either come up with, a buyout or emerging. Because people want his technology. People want cybersecurity technology. This is like how McAfee was back in the days before McAfee got sold out, the virus company. These are the type of companies that they just don't run under, go in the bus. This is not a retail stock. This is people need cybersecurity in a military-minded country like America.
So Africa Emporium, let me know this. Where do you see this? Because I'm looking at the chart now, and I'm looking at possibly where my 30 is, which is that 14, like 410. I'm thinking maybe 410 for RTNB. Where do you see this as a possible exit if you're in the stock right now?
I would say definitely. If you're in now anywhere between, we saw the sell-off. It went down to 166 and it popped right back up.
Yeah.
If you got anywhere in there between 180, 190, maybe even 210, 220, even 230, I mean, that's kind of on the higher side, but it did present that opportunity. And it still hovered above that even when it pulled back. It retested stuff, it came right back up above that, and it held pretty much all day. I'm definitely seeing this, around that $4 mark. That's what they got a price at. I think the price target was like $4 or $5, $5 or $6 is not mistake, but $4 solidly. And I don't see, from the, if you check out, like I say, the float value on and then whether the short's been kind of pulling back. This, by all means, this stock can easily go up there. Have been seeing it happen every morning. It jumps up and just runs near $1. Where they do that at? Consistently, that's old EXTRM. I think what was the ETRM that had that crazy run?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it pulled back and it went skyrocket.
Yeah, it just went. That went Pluto.
It went Pluto. And this company obviously once again, we know that it's looming, but we know as of all the stuff that has happened throughout the week, this stock with it being halted like 15 times in one day. When last time y'all know a stock that got halted like in 15 times in one day? I'll wait. In one day. And they had to sell off certain stocks to get some of the money, and the stock still bounces back. So now it's not a thing of, okay, are they current? Well, we know they're current enough. So that's out the window. Ain't no T12 halts coming. It's not GLT. So you have some opportunity here basically at the end of the day. So I'm thinking definitely above $4. If it don't test it tomorrow, it makes me definitely tear it up next week sometime. But, hey, it's just been a good money factor printing machine for me lately. Because I've been watching, a few others too. So I'll definitely say keep an eye on it, guys. Watch the pre-market like you've been watching the rest of them, and here's opportunity. And that same thing with CERC. I've been posting that one. That one ran today. TN, I think it was TN something else. That was a big runner today. So we got some good stocks we've been playing lately. I'll say this: over this past week, the market's been kind of crazy, but we've been finding some winners out there.
Yes,
if you just been paying attention to the market. So we'll see what happens, man. And like I say, we in it to get gains, man. So just keep in mind, guys, don't lock yourself out of potential money maker just because you overly technical to the point where it's killing your opportunity to hit that buy button, guys. This doesn't make sense. That we're in the business. If you're a day trader and you self-righteous, something wrong with that.
There it is, man. Appreciate it so much.
Yeah, no problem, fam. You guys keep doing what you're doing, man. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to Africa Emporium, man. As always, you're coming on the show with that fire. And, I always appreciate it when he called up because let me tell you guys something. I have him listed as our callers on August. What day was that? Hold on.
Every boxing analyst.
On August 10th. August 10th. And let me guys tell you something right here, man. DCTH. If you go back to that DCTH, and he was on the show. This is about August. Yeah, this is DCTH August 10th. He called up and he said, "Hey guys, DCTH, I'm still in it. I still think it's going to go crazy. Woo, 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 woo." You made 100% on your money since that call on DCTH. When he came on the show and talked about it, that it's still in play. That was August 10th. August 10th was 2 weeks ago to be exact, not including business days. You made 100% on your money. You touched that 24 cents. Look where the stock has gone from then on. So obviously, the man knows what he's talking about. August 28th is coming up soon. We'll see what happens with the company August 28th. NASDAQ doesn't want to lose any money. They love these companies to remain trading on their exchange, especially if they're well-loved like DCTH. There's a lot of volume. That brings a lot of money. The brokers aren't going to want to see DCTH get delisted. I have a feeling that if this gets voted down, they're going to get the extension. If they get the extension, we're back to possibly talking, that 30 cents again. Possibly talking about, but it's got to get voted down. It's got to get voted down. Again, I have no doubt the extension is going to come through because there's just too many buyers. There's just too many buyers, and we know that the brokers, along with the SEC, they're going to keep you around. They don't want this to get delisted. They're going to keep you around. All right? So we'll see what happens. We'll be here watching it. I'll tell you that very much. We'll be here watching it. We will be here. Mr. Lloyd, you're on the air. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Hey, African Emporium, man. Boy, I tell you, that man does his damn homework, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I don't know how you do it, man. Do you ever sleep? He probably got some CNBC glasses, 3D glasses, or whatever you call them, virtual reality glasses you sleep with and just watch that shit all night.
Yeah. There it is,
but, yeah, man, let me tell you, a reality check kicked in for me, and I don't know if you guys pay attention to you guys' commission fees, man, but I just Thinkorswim don't even show you the shit when you log in, and which I kind of hate, but I logged into my Thinkorswim. Let me look at my commission fees. $4,500, man, since the beginning of the year.
Wow. But that's the cost of trading. But let me tell you something, man. That'd be $40,000 10, 15 years ago. So, it's the price of trading, and it's getting better. I can tell you that much. One day we're gonna have 99 cents commissions. I think that's really around the corner. Somebody's just got to figure it out. We already have a couple brokers that are doing it for free. Some doing it for $1. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
And here's the thing, man. I didn't accomplish anything big out of this. I mean, no serious big ass games, and I mean, I'm saying like 10 or 15,000 make me feel good about at least paying $4,000. That was more find a bunch of contracts and 15, 20 contracts and selling them at $1.50 a piece. I mean, that shit adds up real quick. So, anyways, man, I was telling the guys earlier, man. I mean, and you asked, and I've really been dwelling on as far as the strategy. And here it is for me, man. You ever dated a lot of women? I mean, as far as you ever had like multiple women you ever dated?
Yeah. I mean, I think every young guy is balanced a couple women in a certain point in time.
Well, let me ask you this: you ever called another woman by another name?
Hell no. That's out. I've always been real good with that. But I've almost, I've caught myself a couple times, but I've never actually done it.
But you know what I mean? When she called you up and she played the game, you don't know who this is, and you got to sit here and think for a minute.
Yeah.
You never ran into that situation?
I have, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's usually when it's, a girl who's, behind you used to beat up way back when, and all of a sudden she's calling you on some, hey, big head type thing because she needs some money. But
right. Anyway, the reason why I bring that up is because that's how I see the stock market, man. And out of all the plays that I've gotten into, I got burned. I mean, I see each play as a woman, and I can't just get right into another woman and play it because I'll fuck up and by calling her the wrong name or don't understand what she likes or understand how she moves, and And some people can just get right to it and day trade the stuff, man. But I feel like in order to day trade, the way that we're calling out plays, you have to have a lot of capital to capitalize on these moves. I mean, for example, this $2 play right here, or $4, was it $2.65 play for Roots? A person with a $500 account is not going to make a whole lot of money off this. So to catch a 15-cent move, somebody with $10,000-$15,000 may enjoy that, but a person like $500 is not going to make a whole lot, man. So I mean, I don't know.
Mr. Lloyd, if you got $500, you already have the expectation that you're not going to make a lot of money on it. I mean, that's we understand that again, trading works preferably for people who have a lot of money and they can buy a crap load of shares. So I mean, you already have the expectation your return is not going to be big, but if you can make $100 on your $500 investment, that's a solid return for what you invested. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So all I'm saying is this, man, is that I'm making the hardest thing for me right now is being disciplined. I know how to trade now. I know how to somewhat take my money, but the problem that I have is staying disciplined as far as trade management. And I mean, how do you do your trade management? Do you hedge your trades at all?
No, man. I mean, again, man, I just, like most traders, I have my I have what I want to get out of it. I put my support resistance line. As long as it's going in, then I'm staying in. If it's going against me, I start, slowly coming out of the trade. I like to position size. I'm learning, especially on options, position sizing into, trades because, options can go against you so quickly. So I've learned not to put the entire trade up at the very get-go, and that it's okay to position size into trades, even though it can cost you a little bit on slippage. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I've been doing it.
Well, I gotta respond to Mr. Parker Mills here. So I don't believe I'm tying up the line, and I think I've been very serious. So if you have a question or if there's something I can tell you about my experience, then let me know, man. But I'm just giving you my thoughts on how I trade, and maybe you could take something from it, and maybe you can go back to losing money. I don't care. I know that I'm making money now, and it took me a long time to get to this point. I'm just sharing my experience with somebody that wants to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, then you go. You can anyway, Sal. Thank you, man.
No, I appreciate it. Hey, everybody's respected here. There's the number on the line on the screen right now. You can call up. Everybody's respected here. I give everybody the opportunity to have their say. Mr. Lloyd, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, brother. All right, have a good one, man. Thanks.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd, long-time listener, long-time caller. Don't feel any kind of way, Mr. Lloyd. Don't feel any kind of way. I always appreciate you every time you call, and appreciate you for watching, sir. That's for everybody. All right. And the last thing, you need to do is get anybody in the chat room having you feeling any kind of way. All right? Yes, indeed. All right. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving here. RTNB, we discussed that. Let me get back to my biggest gainer chart and see where are the other opportunities. All right. So here's another one that I saw run today. Linu. You guys know Linu's had, I've had a love-hate relationship with Linu. As you can see here, this is Linu way back when. Because, I loved this chart, because it was a great way to make some solid gains when it was running. Because it was dirt cheap and you could really, buy 5,000, 6,000 shares at a time and be able to make $400, $500 every time it would do a run. But now, back in the lows, I'm not a big believer just yet. Because we haven't been able to see a corresponding, multiple day gain day. We haven't had 2 days in a row of gains in Linu. I don't know when in this chart. We got to go all the way back to June to see 2 green candlesticks in a row that are substantial. So I'm not a big believer just yet. I've seen some chat rooms buzzing about Linu, but not yet. Not yet. I'm not excited about it just yet. If it starts doing something, we'll definitely talk about it. I'm sure somebody here will bring it up. But until we start getting multiple green days, which we, again, haven't seen in several weeks, I'm not jumping on it. All right? I'm not jumping on it. Although here was another situation where it got oversold and you had some spike in there. Another one, SEED. I don't like the volume on that one. But today, 1.5 million shares definitely brings you to my attention. When your average is only 40,000 daily. And I saw they received a huge payment from a customer. So definitely bottom line changing. 152 RMB. I believe that's Russian currency. So you might want to change that to dollars. But they're a U.S.-based agricultural grain producer. And I guess they got a big deal out there in Russia. So they got their first payment, which is 152 Russian rubles. I don't know what that is in dollars, but that's probably got to be up there. Nice payment for seed. That volume pretty good for them, but I don't know if that's going to stick around. All right. 314, you're on the air. What's up? 314, you there? All right. 314. I thought I hear somebody, but you might be on that Boost Mobile. Gotta let you go, brother. All right. Yeah, brother got that Boost Mobile. Yeah, gotta let you go, brother. All right, so let's go move on. TGGI. Trans Global Group, 0003 stock, up 200%. And don't know anything about it, man. Bull Girl, let me know what you see in it. Shout out to all the ladies in the chat room. But Bull Girl, you might be on to something here. I've never seen your account before. I don't know if you're a promoter. You're trying to get up on something here. 0003 stock, up. Nice move, man. This has got a lot of shares out there. Look at that, 2.3 billion shares traded today. Woo! I don't even want to look at that float. If 2.3 billion shares traded today, I don't even want to look at what the float is. 2.3 billion shares moved for it to go up 200%. We'll see. In due time, if it keeps going up, we'll keep talking about it. Parker Mills, you said play the other one. I got to get one of those calls to play that one, though. Kevin Finney, can I talk more about options? Give me some options ticker, and we'll do it. ONCI. Let's take a look at ONCI. I only talk about the plays I get. If it's priced too expensive, then I'm going to look at the option. ONCI. Wow, busted out of my chart. I think we remember talking about this. All right, 314, you're calling again. 314, one more time. 314, 3, 2, all right.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
All right. Gotta block you, bro. I'm gonna ban you. All right, I'm gonna have to block your number, man. I don't know if you're calling from another country or what. All right, I'm going to have to ban you, brother. By the way, shout out to all my international people. I know people in the Bahamas, Japan. Had a guy email me watching me from Turkey. All my guys out there in Afghanistan. I had a couple soldiers call up the show one time. Yes, indeed. All right, so TDNM, Africa Emporium. What's that? Let me see here. What's that ticker? TDNM? I'm not seeing that ticker, African Emporium. TDNM. Baba, I've talked about Baba. I think that's the only stock that if the market goes lower, this is probably the only recession-resistant play right here is Baba. Although that's ran up pretty aggressively too, but I don't think you're going to pull back too strongly in that because the numbers have just been stupid on Baba, man. The numbers are just stupid. And Baba, you know, you're talking about, yes, you have a lot of exposure to America, but international exposure, third, quote unquote, I hate that phrase, third world, but I prefer developing nations. Let me go with that. The exposure to developing nations, I'm talking about countries with double-digit GDP growth. You know, some of those BRICS, African countries, and you know, developing South American countries where, you know, business owners depend on Alibaba in order to get the products they need to do business. I love Alibaba. I love it. I think you buy, you know, the 180, 190 calls for as far out as you can go that's reasonable. You don't even have to go into 2019. I'm sure there's got to be some mid-2018s already out there. Let me look at what's out there right now, Baba. Yeah, okay, yeah, June is already out. So I'm looking at, damn, and these options are not cheap, and that's because it's volatile as fuck. And I'm already looking, you know, when I'm looking at already open interest, there's already over 1,500 open interest calls out on the 180. Let me go even higher than that. On the 200 strike price for June 2018, they're already over 1,000 at 200. I at 200 accent 12. If you can get, you know, obviously put your bid in a lot in between the digits there. That spread's pretty wide, but it's going to thin out. It's going to thin out. Just missed your call, caller. Call me back. But I like Baba. I like Baba. You know, love it, love it, love it. All right. 808, you're on the air. What's up?
Hello.
All right. Clowns. JAGX. JAGX. I talked about this stock a couple of days ago, and we talked about, you know, frauds on the stock exchanges. This stock right here is a fraud. This company is a fraud. I have a video about JAGX that's out there. The management actually threatened to sue me. They actually threatened to sue me if I didn't take the video down. I said, do it. And I never heard from them again. They're talking like as if I didn't have a First Amendment. But anyway, JAGX, I think it's a fraud, just like I think MNGA is. And it's so funny because I called them a fraud and they ran like the very next day. It was somewhere around here or so. But MNGA is another one. But JAGX, I'm not a believer in that one. That could be being pumped right now. So this is a company that reaches out to like the quote-unquote higher tier promoters. So I would look on, you know, if I don't know if the Money Report did something on it or something, but anytime you see JAGX run or MNGA run, it's almost a promote. It's almost 99% they're being promoted somewhere. They're being promoted somewhere. Okay, TNDM. Let's look at that. Tandem Diabetes Care, medical equipment supplies company. Looks like we missed that oversold there in August. Man, that would have been a nice entry at that 45 cents. Oh, man, where were we? All right, so, damn, where were we August 1st? I think I was probably just, okay, yeah, I basically had just gotten my channel. So we probably would have caught that because I see here I got back on August 7th. Okay, so we missed that. But damn, that would have been a nice entry right there on that low. Solid volume, 1.3 million shares traded. Oh, that would have been a very nice entry point there. All right. That's what I look for. I love it. Let me see here. Let me go on the Yahoo Finance. I want to just see. Man, that would have been a nice entry. I think now you're a bit at the top, man. You know, this was where you would be getting out of the trade. This is where you would be getting out of the trade. I don't know if you got anything left here. Oh, yes, the moving averages have gone positive, but this is where, this is where you're coming out. I mean, this is where you're coming out. And if it breaks, if it breaks these tops, sure, you might go back in with some smaller size to see if it's the real deal. But this is where you'd be coming out of the trade with your gains. I'm not going in here. I'm already too late. I've already missed the move. I've missed the move. All right. Let's go back here. What else you guys got? SPEX. All right. Let's see. I missed some tickers. Let me go backwards here. SPEX. Shout out, man, for those people who are like some way back when. If you guys remember SPEX, this was the stock that went from like $4 to $100 last year. So this is a stock that does some just retarded things. I mean, this is just, when it just runs so. It's like an abuser, they just can't stop beating, and SPEX, is just finding a way to figure out when it's just really going to explode, and hasn't done so in a while. I can't say this is the beginning of anything. You just had a nice little 8% day in the stock. It looks like it's done it a couple times, but hasn't really been able to really benefit from it. I would keep watching it though. And again, very low volume day, so looks like a lot of people weren't really excited about SPEX today, but very low volume day, in comparison to the average. I see somebody bringing up some of those Q stocks. ATL trader UAHC. Shout out to the people who brought this. I do remember, I see here we talked about it on Monday. Somebody brought it up on Monday. Shout out to whoever brought it up on Monday. And if you were still in the stock, I do have it listed here as a stock we talked about on Monday. So obviously a solid return for somebody in there. 2.3 million shares traded today. Nice move, man. Nice move. It's been a beautiful week so far for that. 3 days in a row of solid green. And UAHC, and it's interesting because Monday wasn't even that special, but I did see somebody bring it up as I have it here listed as a stock we talked about on Monday. No, ATL trader, I didn't send an email out on it. No, sir. All right, OMVS on the move. OMVS on the move. Yeah, I think this is going to be coming down here soon. When you start to see OTC stocks kind of funnel like that, now we're getting a lot of hesitation. Look how we're kind of losing steam on that RSA. I think we're going to get a big drop here. Volume is decreasing as well. Again, it's only going to take one unloader to dump because he doesn't want to get stuck in there and lose whatever gains he's accumulated since that low. We're going to get a big dump in OMVS very soon. I don't think you're going to jump off from here. Some people can say this is an opportunity to reset and there's probably ways to go higher. We'll see. But the declining volume has me worried. Yes, indeed. All right. Bizu. What is Bizu? Not seeing anything on that. XCOMQ. Xterra Communications. OTCQ stock. 1.2 million shares traded. That one went nuts, over 500%. That's the Qs though, man. I've said that many times that, that's the dangerous thing about playing these Qs. If you can get it right, I mean, this is what it could possibly happen to you. Let's see how it looked intraday and see if it's got actually, okay, nah. See, You know, you got to be really on top of these things, man. I mean, obviously, if you caught it in the lows, which I don't know what would have brought you to get into this. Obviously, whoever the promoter is made big money in this today, but whoever's in here is going to really regret it tomorrow when they realize they're not going to get much support at those levels. But, you know, does the promoter have a strength to possibly have a second day running it? We'll see. But there are not many buys in here. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of gaps. This is an ugly looking intraday chart. This is a 5-minute chart. This is ugly. This is very ugly. No government shutdown tomorrow, Parker Mills. There's a Fed meeting tomorrow. And also we're going to talk about, well, they're going to talk about, the government's going to talk about this shutdown that's looming here in about a week and a half if the government doesn't pass at least a temporary budget, all right, because, you know, the federal government has to implement a budget every year, and they haven't done so for 2018. So that's got to be implemented here very shortly, or the government has to shut down because nobody can get paid. So, all right. And Trump's budget is basically, you know, what's already been put out there. It's almost a no-go. So what's going to be implemented is a short-term extension to Obama's budget. That's basically what they're talking about now, because, you know, we've had a lot of things going on and Trump hasn't put up a budget yet. He's put up ideas, but he hasn't submitted anything. All right. If I'm correct, he hasn't submitted anything. All right. You said we had aluminum. I don't think he's going to get money for that wall, bro. I don't think he's going to get money for that wall. But if he gets the money for that wall, you got to be looking at Caterpillar. You got to be looking at all these infrastructure plays, man. If he gets a miracle and gets that wall, let me tell y'all something right now, man. If Trump gets the money for that wall, I don't want to hear shit about we don't have money for education. We don't have money for health care. We don't have the cost of that wall is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Hundreds. Google it. I don't want to hear shit about we don't have money for this and that if he gets the money for that fucking wall. I'm serious. And if he gets money for that fucking wall, the people who have given their lives for this country, they deserve better than to be waiting 6-7 months at the VA for a fucking appointment. I don't give a damn if it's me. I understand if it's me. I'm a young guy. But when you're starting to see guys in their late 50s, early 60s having to wait to see a doctor, I mean, men who've given 10, 20 years to this country, 30 years, that's unacceptable, man. We don't need no fucking wall. We need, you know, good health care. I don't even know why we it's crazy, man. I could go into a rant on that. I don't want to even go get me started on that. It's the only fucking country in the world where education and health care is a luxury. That's fucking ridiculous. And for those of you guys who grew up in Detroit in here, I grew up in Detroit. I watched people with one of my buddies who worked at a gas station. Sometimes after work, I would go and hang out with him because he'd work the late shift. And people who would come from other states to come through the Detroit to go to Canada to buy pills. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Fucking ridiculous. The richest country in the world. And these would be veterans, man. These would be veterans. That's unacceptable, man. Century Aluminum Company, CENX. Yeah, you're looking hot on that. You'd had a really nice chart here. Again, this is $18 stock. I'd like to see what the options are. Again, if it's liquid. Man, I think you might have topped out here, but wait for a pullback. I know it's got some time till we really, you know, get an idea of what this is. I think you missed the run here. I think wait for the pullback and go in long. if you honestly think he's going to get the money for it. But it could stay up there, right? It could very well stay up there. I mean, we're only at 60, so it could very well stay up there and continue to go higher. Even if you get a little bit of red, you know, why not? Pretty big market cap too, 1.5 billion on the market cap. So they got some size on them. Yeah, that might be a good run. You said you need some stocks that sell cement. Yeah, I like Caterpillar. I love Caterpillar. It's very liquid. I would play Caterpillar. But there are some other plays in there. There's some Trump wall stocks. In fact, if you Google it, it was a great article. I think it was done by Forbes. This was several months ago. This was like after he had just got elected, and you know, people were still talking about the wall. Now you saw he kind of stopped talking about it. Now the conversation's back up. Now that the budget conversation is back. All right, AKS. You know, so we're going to build this fucking wall, and we're going to send more troops to Afghanistan. Okay, all right. All right, there's our priorities. AKS, you know what? I don't know about AKS when you can just go with X, bro. I would just go with X. I'm still watching X. It crossed my level today. I would go X. You know, I would just go to X. I think now we're getting to a point where they want to cover the gap back from May. As you can see, I've been watching this stock for some time. I think now we're in play because we broke out of that funnel. So if we go back to that April drop, all right, we're above it now. Had a bit of a wall here at 26. I don't mind riding this up. It's got some solid options on X. So I would play X instead if you're looking for a steal play. You know, AKS, we looked at this chart. I didn't see the volatility. I like, you know, some. Let me see that again. AKS. Okay, it actually is pretty volatile, but damn, man, this thing is. Hold on, let me see AKS. AKS. Oh, it's actually got options. They're dirt cheap, but no volume. All right, yeah, so you have to buy the stock, and yeah, I mean, look at that, almost 10 million, 13 million is shares traded. It just doesn't do anything for me, man. It's not. It you know, it can do some things, but it's just, you know, over the course of 60 days, it went up. What is that? Almost $1. So okay, yeah, it's got okay, so it can do some things. You're at a low. All right, I see your reasoning. I'd probably have to look into it a little bit more, but I see your reasoning. Said he's going to tank the dollar. You say he's going to tank the dollar? I don't know. I mean, if you start moving production in America, I don't know. If you start moving production in America like he's telling all these companies, you actually, you know, you actually increase the value of the dollar. Your labor costs are going to go skyrocket. That's for sure. If you start producing in America, labor costs go out the roof. You know, that translate into higher, you know, cost for your goods, and dollar actually start going up in value. You know, it's going to require foreigners to pay more for our goods, right? Because they're going to cost more. All right, so dollars get a little bit more scarce overseas, and dollars, you know, it'll go higher. You know, which is a bad thing for, you know, us if we're going to be a country that's going to be out, you know, producing products to ship outward. You know, we actually want to see a cheaper dollar, but I don't know. That goes into those macroeconomic concepts that you can spend hours on, because some people will believe in supply side and some people believe in demand side economics, and that's one of those mud holes that, you know, I don't want to even spend time in. Jeff Sessions is being sued by an 11-year-old girl. Oh, okay. And the only thing about that, SMRT Steinmart. All right, last couple plays, real good in that one. Not bad. Let's look at that Steinmart. I'm not a fan of retail, in terms of going long, but I mean it's done some beautiful things over these last course of 3 days, man. But we looked at the Macy's chart, we looked at JCPenney chart, so obviously, retail sector over the last couple of days, I think people might be a little bit overexcited though, man. You tell me, do you think these are serious turnaround situations, 3 hooks and Africa Emporium, or are we just, have some traders who are a little bit excited here? You know how people can get away with these, get overexcited with these short-term moves to the upside in declining industries. Is it necessary to have level 2 to trade OTC? Yes, it's almost required. You definitely need level 2 to trade OTCs, man. Because you want to know if you got some blocks supporting you on the way higher, or you got somebody dumping shares into you. ADWA. And when we say you need level 2, that's being that you're day trading them, right? That you're day trading them. Now, if you got, if you're a swing trader, then yeah, level 2 probably, doesn't matter to you. You're just kind of looking at longer time frame charts and figuring out if the candlesticks are going in your direction. CDNA, Biodiagnostics and Testing, 33% gain. Oh, wow. Okay, here's another nice little run here from earnings. Again, volume just kind of really coming in today. Boring ass chart, but I mean, even on very low volume, it was going higher. I do see here they had some great news come out. That it looks like they won Medicare coverage effective October 9th for their product. That's a big, big deal. That's a big, big deal for a company with that small of a market cap, only $48 million market cap. And the biggest insurance company in the world, the federal government, just said that they're going to be willing to pay for your product for people who want it. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. CDNA. Up 33%. Not bad for them. It's a huge deal. NAK. Yeah, we took a look at the NAK chart. I wasn't feeling it. Let's take a look at it one time for any of the new people who are in the building. I wasn't feeling it, but, I mean, some people are here. You got a wall up ahead of you up there, so kind of be careful on that. On NAK, got a nice little wall up there. It looks like you've tried it a couple times and failed. So be aware of that 180 wall up there. So we'll see what we'll be here tomorrow. If you stretch it back a little bit, it looks like it's been a wall in the past. It's broken out before, but it's had trouble with it. So be aware of that. You're at 175 with today's move to the close. So we'll see how the market responds to the stock tomorrow. Is RTNB over? No. We just had Africa Emporium on the air, and he made it very clear, no, this could be just very well the beginning. We talked about how RTNB could very well be a $4 play. And this is a stock we went over extensively at the beginning of this week. So, RTNB, not at all. Not at all. It is not over. And again, I'm going to continue to reiterate BW, Babcock and Wilcox Enterprises. Not because I'm just in it, because I am in it, because it's beat up, oversold. We looked at 7 on the RSI. Now we're at 10. We're slowly working out our way higher, up 10%. I'm looking for the 294, where that green line is. I'm looking to get out 294. We're at 187. Can I get $1 a share on my money? I think the answer could be yes. I think it could be yes. Time will tell. Time will tell. Artazine Airbrush, you said, can we trust the news? What news are you talking about? I don't trust any Facebook news, that's for sure. Let me see here. CVRS. 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 All right, nice couple days here. I don't see anything else, though. I don't see anything else to keep me around. 1.3 million shares. Okay, I mean, your breakout is pretty close, though. All right. I'd like to see if the volume sticks around. Put it on the watch list. I'll put it on the watch list, though. This CVRS. I'll put it on the watch list. But I see it's been a while since you've had any news. But those bands are getting pretty tight. And you've had pretty good volume these last couple of days. You know. Yeah, we saw MOSY move today, and that was an interesting stock several months ago. MOSY with that move today, again, that's got to be on your radar too. I mean, that's got to be on your radar too. Again, for those of you guys who, if you can, use stock trade as much as you want. $1 a share in, $1 share, $1 per trade in and out. So one order is $2. Of course, you got Robinhood and, several other different brokers out there too. But so when we're talking about these stocks, if you want to get around the PDT rule, there's use stock trade. Very liquid, very easy to get in and out too, by the way. All right. And I believe they are available now on Android. All right. Are they all? Yeah, they should be available now on Android, if I'm not correct. MOSY, nice move with that today. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Getting above my moving averages, so that should be twisting around the other way. But let's see if we can, if we're over the century mark again. It's been a while since it's been up there. Almost 2 weeks now. So let's see if we can hang on to it. I mean, that's a big top wick. So, a lot of people were rejecting those higher prices, but we'll see if we can hold on to MOSY. Let's see if the 5-minute chart supports. See, that 5-minute chart's kind of scary. When it dies like that, you got that dump there in the middle of the day, but it still hung on. Got pretty illiquid toward the end of the day as volume really dried up. But I would watch the morning and see what MOSY looks like. Does U-Stock Trade only provide cash account trades? Well, it's no PDT, so you can keep going as much as you want. Sun Q is back? Ugh. You're fucking kidding me. Let me see here. Sun Q is back? Ah! Wow. Okay. Yeah, this I mean, I knew about it, but I mean, I just, it was going down and down, and there was no real reason to talk about it. And plus, you know how we feel about Qs here on the show. But at the end of the day, it's still a fucking Q stock. It's still a fucking Q stock, so I'm still going to, don't get excited about it. Don't get excited about it. Yeah. I think it's still garbage. Yeah, it's coming right back down, in my opinion. It's coming right back down. That's how I feel. ADMS FDA approval up good after hours. ADMS after. Oh shit! Yeah, man, look at that. Up $5 after hours. Man, not a cheap play though. I mean, ADMS. I think did this stock reverse split not too long? Okay, no. All right. ADMS. I don't know why I'm thinking we know it as a cheaper play, but ADMS. Yeah, up after hours on FDA approval, up $5. Big time run for that stock. Gonna start tomorrow. ADMS. Oh wow, and they actually have some weird ass options out there for it too. And nobody was playing. Oh shit, there was some open options on it. Look at that. There were see, that's I've always been thinking, man. That's why I tell you guys this game is fucking rigged. This game is so fucking rigged. How are there three? This is so unusual. There just so happened to be 3,000 open interest calls on ADMS at 1750. Now they're in the money big time tomorrow at the open, and they're gonna, exercise that shit. Because you're gonna have some suckers buy into it tomorrow. Obviously, they must have known that the company had submitted for FDA approval. Is there a website? Does anybody know of a website that has information on if companies have submitted anything or if something is pending an approval or a denial of a drug? Does anybody know of any website like that? Because I wouldn't mind, being someone who can, park some money somewhere just in case the stock gets approval. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a website like that somewhere out there. And again, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of biotechs, because it requires you to, be digging for info like that. FDA calendar. All right, appreciate it. Let me pull that up here on this other monitor. Okay, yeah, there are actually a couple plays, like a couple websites, as you guys said. FDA tracker, FDA calendar. All right. Oh, and it does. Okay. This one I'm looking at, FDA calendar, biopharmacatalyst.com. Let me put that link in the chat room here. All right, I like this because it's giving you like the phases. Okay, phase 1, giving you the price, the ticker, and then the reason, the catalyst. I like that too. I like that. Because some of you when you go to some of these websites and they want to give you the information for $99 a month. I can't stand that shit. Yeah, join my mailing list for $99 a month. Okay, so I pay for your losses if you ain't right. Okay, fuck out of here. I can't stand that shit. All right. PDUFA. Yeah, I like that one that I just put into the chat room. I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark this before I forget. But that's a good one. That's a good link right there. You said stock prices are shit and spread is shitty. Yeah. No, that's ADMS. When you're looking at that, that's all for guys who can actually follow through on those. I mean, that's banks and institutions all day, every day. That's all banks and institutions, because they're gonna follow through on that shit. Yeah, that's not somebody to buy up and sell. But here's the thing, though. They're gonna be liquid tomorrow. They're gonna be liquid as fuck tomorrow. Shit. Those options tomorrow are going to be liquid as fuck, but it'll be too late. NASDAQ lists them too. Africa. Okay, all right. Maybe I wasn't looking, but again, biotech isn't my favorite. I got to do a lot better at understanding what some of these, because it's hard to, understand the importance. Besides, obviously, a drug approval, what some of these catalysts mean to the stock, Yes, indeed. Yeah, that stock is going to be very liquid tomorrow, man. That stock is going to be very liquid tomorrow on ADMS. If you got the cash, but it'll be liquid tomorrow. We'll see how that trades. I'm going to be interested in just seeing how it trades, because we haven't had an FDA approval on a stock on double digits in some time. When we're talking about low double digits, I'm talking 10 to 20. So I'd be interested in seeing how those move tomorrow with that as a catalyst. We'll see. All right, let's talk about some other plays. I see somebody brought up ESPIQ. Damn, I've already been up for an hour 40 minutes. Shit, I feel like I just started. ESPIQ. ESPIQ up 6%. All right, let me get to the stocks that we think are going to run tomorrow, though. What do we think is going to run tomorrow? I'm still going to put up RTNB. All right, I think we still got some move room to RTNB. Like I said, I love that 385. So I saw ATO Trader talk about 410. Africa Emporium talk about 4. I think 385. Are you going to get $1.15 tomorrow? That's going to be rare. But why not another 10, 20, 30 cents? And then maybe into next week, we'll start probably seeing the threes and mid threes. Because at the end of the day, man, this stock was really beat up. We're coming from the bottom in this. So volume pulled back yesterday, came back today. Let's see if we get, more interest in it, especially after that 22% move tomorrow, or today. So we'll see if we can get back up there on RTNB. I still like that one. Trip. Let's look at Trip. I remember that ticker, Trip Advisor. Okay, nice gap up on Trip Advisor. Yeah, do your math on that one. Do your math on that one if it makes sense for you. TNDM, did I pull up that? Okay, that was that diabetes play. We'll run up after hours on news. African Point, what's going to be the news? 601, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Si? This is John from Florida.
Hey, John, what's up, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah. How's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, I have 4 plays here I like to throw out there just to watch, with 3 of them being low RSI plays and 1 of them being a play that's trending up, a gold play.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
I'll make it quick. The first one is Scorpio Tankers, STNG. Now, these are kind of slow movers, so they're more like swing trades that are looking to reverse from the RSI. So I think it's up 7.5% on the day. If you look at the technicals, it looks okay. You see the moving average is crossing over, and it also has a strong candle. I think it's called a Marabutsu.
Yeah,
a strong green candle there. So I think that one is looking to reverse and could continue to trend up, even run a little bit tomorrow. The second one is, which the next 2 are a little bit weaker, but they are low on RSI, looking to reverse. The next one is Ascena Retail Group, ASNA, up 6.19% on the day. You see those moving averages. I don't know which ones you're using. I put the 4 and 8.
Okay.
Looking like it's about to cross over. It's had 3 green candles, 3 green days. So it looks like that one could continue its move upwards. And then we also have, 1 second here. IAG. Now, this one here is actually not an RSI play. It's one that's sitting above the 200 moving average. If you look at the candlestick one for the day, it's doesn't have any wick at the top. Has a small wick at the bottom, and the shares were also upgraded on the 23rd by BMO Capital. So that's a gold play that could possibly continue to run if anybody's looking for a gold play to get into. And let me get your opinion. What's your opinion on STNG?
Looking at that one, I think you might have missed it on that one. I love that, that sell-off there back on August the 16th. I think that would have been a solid entry for you. But I think now, man, closing at the high today at 371. I think if you there's too much downside risk on STNG now.
Okay.
Again, if you're gonna play the run back up, that day on that big sell-off would have been the entry, or at least the very next day, and then hold it. I think you're selling. Today would have been your day to sell out for those gains from 320s. But I think now you might be coming in a little bit high if you were to go in higher now. Yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Gotcha. Thanks for your opinion. And one more I'll throw out there, then I'll let you go, is El Dorado Gold Corp, EGO. And you can take a look at that one, and thanks for taking my call.
All right, appreciate it. Man. Thank you, John.
All right.
Yeah, out of all his gold plays, out of all his plays he just mentioned, I like this one the most. Just looking at the chart and where it is, I think, you got a lot, very little downside risk on this. So I like that. And, what's the first rule in capital? Don't lose money. Don't lose money. And I think this is, priced right, got upside potential. And, of course, I would, love to have been on the lower end of the run, but you're slowly kind of moving higher. It's been a bore over the last couple. This is almost 2 weeks here on the daily chart, but it's getting there. It's getting there, and I think out of all of them, I like this the most. Especially if, we start talking about political instability coming out. That this might be something where very liquid too. By the way, 2.8 million shares traded today, so obviously people are getting into this. That's kind of how like RTNB started, where you had this kind of weird day where everybody starts kind of buying, and then it slowly just goes bananas. So I like your EGO out of all the plays that you brought up. You brought up the IAG, which is nice. I like this one. I think it's missed opportunity for people who could have been in weeks ago for a swing. Definitely for me, I've looked at this chart before as I had the lines on it earlier before I removed them. This would have been an incredible swing, especially when it broke out of the resistance back in April. I mean, this would have been a solid run. But, I think now here's another one that you could be going higher, especially if gold starts rising. We pulled back today on GLD. Don't know what the price of gold is right now. Matter of fact, let me go look at that right now on investing.com. See where we are in gold. Where are we on gold? 1291. Okay, so we're actually pulling back a little bit. What's the monthly? Okay, the monthly still looks good on gold, but weekly is showing a little bit of weakness on the weekly. Monthly still in our favor though, so we'll see. Again, I'm just hoping for increased political instability. I want this upcoming budget situation to be a big disaster. I mean, I'm talking. I want a week where the government is shut down. I want Trump to be what he's going to be. Just maniac in chief. That's what I want him to be. For this coming winter, so we'll see what happens. And that's what's going to turn around, gold and silver. To see silver, at 16, when we first started the show, silver was like 21, 22. We were talking about $20 silver, not too long ago, man. And now silver is $16. It's like, what the hell? And I'm seeing these radio stations talking about $100 silver and all that. Hell no, man. I don't see that until we start getting that, that guy to really start acting like a maniac. We're not going to see it just yet. We'll see. BTC, oh man, don't get me started on BITCF, bro. That, man, oh God. Oh, don't even get me started on BITCF, man. I just, I feel so sorry for anybody who was in this play. I see all the legal rumblings already up there, all the legals, that's just sad. So sad. Oh. Let me flush that down the toilet, because that one is just, man. Oh. That's game over. Yeah, that's never coming back. That's never coming back. That game is over for them. I'm sure you can go on Twitter and find somebody bitching about it. Somebody who's sitting on $10,000 or, their mortgage payment in it and all that shit. But that's just what happens when you play those kind of stocks sometimes, man, and you go in too heavy. That's why they say not one trade should make you or break you. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a lot of capital, you got to do what you got to do. But, man, plus it had that F designation, so it's a foreign stock. That's another play that has its own kind of risk involved in it as well. BTCS, somebody mentioned in the chat room if it's a dip buy. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't think just yet. I think you can still sell off here on BTCS, Desert Edge. Bitcoin versus gold. Obviously, if you can buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin still looks pretty good. Last time I checked. Where are we at on Bitcoin? BT. Let's look at Bitcoin. Where are we at on BT? Bitcoin, yeah, still looking very good. If you guys remember last time we talked on Monday how Bitcoin was pulling back a little bit, I told you they're just people taking a bit of profits, but we're going back up. Bitcoin very well could go back higher, but as I mentioned, like I said, if you can't trade at scale when it comes to Bitcoin, go look at some of the other cryptos. You know what I'm saying? Go look at some of the other cryptos out there that are trading, something that you can really be able to get some money in. But I've heard people who are saying that, if they put in $500 Bitcoin, they're actually getting some decent returns on it. Like, they can come back after a week and a half and they'll see, 10, 20, 30% on their money. So if that's what you guys are getting, even if you're not buying, one Bitcoin, but a percentage of coin and still getting solid returns, keep at it. Keep at it. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Oh, of course. If they can do it to BITCF, they can do it to many of those other ones. And that's why when we've talked about how you really want to do your math on how legitimate these Bitcoin companies are. Do they really have operations in the space, or do they just basically have names that have to do with Bitcoin? You're gonna have to do your research on that. Pull up those balance sheets and see if they really are making revenue in the space. Or are they just talking a lot of bullshit? Let me see. Because I really want to play my I really want to give you guys a really good send-off for those of you guys who were in BITCF, I really want to give you guys a send-off the right way. All right. I really want to give you guys a good send-off. Let me see if I can give you guys a good send-off here. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I really want to give you guys a send-off. This is the proper send-off of BITCF. So shout out to all the traders who had money in there. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to y'all and your money. I hope you get the money back somehow. Maybe, maybe not. I wish you the best on it though, man. Yes, indeed. R.I.P., man. Yeah. That's the only way I know how to do it, fam. You know, I mean, what can you say to somebody who has $5 or $6 or a couple $100 in it? You know what I mean? And it's gone just like that. You know what I mean? Go buy some malt liquor and pour it on the corner, man. All right. So let me go ahead and wrap up the show here. Unless we got another ticker you guys want to talk about that we haven't hit. Oh, my man started off the show with the hurricane stocks, man. I don't even know how close this damn hurricane is to Texas right now. You know, all of us live in different states. Man, you know what? Oil, it's so easy to look at oil, but I mean, oil is so beat up right now, man. There's so much cheap oil out there right now. You know, even if it's not gonna move like that, man. So I'm thinking, what else in Texas? Man, I mean, let me see. Do we have any disaster management companies out here? Disaster management, publicly traded companies. Do we have any publicly traded disaster management companies? Let me see before we get up out of here. I don't see any. Let me see here. I'm looking for some. Private sector role. Private sector role. Public-private partnership. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if FEMA was a publicly traded company, hell yeah, I'll be buying stock in FEMA. But FEMA is not publicly traded, obviously. But I know FEMA doesn't do the work. FEMA just spreads the money out. But is there any company out there that's publicly traded that's going to get some of that FEMA money? You know what I'm saying? Maybe any Houston or Texas-based construction plays or anything like that? You know, I'm not seeing it. Texas-based construction companies. Dow. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not seeing any, bro. All right. Let's look at some of the ones that you guys are talking about. GLUU. Somebody brought it up the other day, and I wasn't feeling it, but it's still going up, man. So it's still pretty hot on the radar. So do your research and find out what's going on with that one. Yeah, I think Hemp, you were the one who brought it up last time. I wasn't feeling it. Hemp, a lot of support here. Let's see it take off, man. Marijuana, I'd love to start talking about marijuana again, but nobody's in love with it. WKHS, again, I talked about this is the publicly traded company that, you know, definitely a lot smaller than Tesla, but they do the same thing. They make battery-powered cars. You know, WKHS, you got to be careful because it's very volatile. It kind of goes up and down. And very illiquid as well. But it gets hot when it's got news though. I've shorted that a couple times, intraday anyway. Yeah, but I'm not seeing any, man. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not seeing any publicly traded companies that are going to get some of that FEMA money. You know, let me see. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, I won't be on the show tomorrow. Damn, not even one. Hold on, Freeport, Texas. I want to come up at least with one Texas-based play that could make some money on this damn hurricane. Texas companies trade on down. There got to be some. All right, let me see here. I'm about to find some shit now because y'all got my head moving now. I'm about to find some shit. Hold on. Let's see here. Texas. We going to get this solved today. All right. I got a list of publicly traded companies by state. By the way, this is a good one to have. Let me put that link in it so you guys can have this link too. There it is right there. Publicly traded companies by state. I don't know how well this is updated, so you might want to make sure. But there's that list. Mayweather fight? Yeah, Mayweather's going to win that one. Mayweather's going to win that one. You got a lot of people who are emotionally invested in that, and it's so sad to see people so emotionally invested in that Mayweather Conor fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're not thinking about, you know, you're going against somebody who, again, has been fighting since he was 9 years old. Somebody who fought in the Olympics. Somebody who has given nearly, you know, almost 32 years at studying the art of boxing. And going up against somebody who, yes, is larger, but fights completely different and doesn't understand that, you know, boxing is not only just an idea of knocking out people, but it's also a game of points. Can Conor McGregor win points? And the answer to that is no. Now, there have been a lot of people talking, well, he's going to knock him out. He's going to knock him out. Has Floyd Mayweather ever been knocked out? You know, we gotta be, you know, it's one thing to be emotional, but the thing it's about being smart about what's really taking place. You know, and people are just not being smart. Oh, African Emporium, I just missed your call, bro. Call me back. How can you watch the fight on your Fire Stick? I don't know how to watch it on your Fire Stick, but I know every single Mayweather fight I've been able to catch it online at some of these different streaming sites. Some of these different streaming sites, you can catch it online. I will post up on my Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll post up a link where you can watch it. I did that last time with the back in almost 2 years ago now, right? Damn, with the guy from the Philippines. I forgot his name. African Emporium, you're back on the air. What's up?
Yeah, real quick, Sal. I just want to make sure that everybody, well, I don't know who played it, who may have played it, but tomorrow, DGLT, the stock that's been halted pretty much all week. I don't know if you followed the stock or had any information on it, but it's will possibly be unhalted tomorrow. A company called Urban FT is in the works right now to buy them out. Okay. So I don't know if everybody's aware of it as well. You might want to kind of pay attention to it. That's the one that ran up over 435%. It went from 20 cents to $1.05, and obviously in one day, and got that T12 dreaded halt. You know, obviously, you know, like most cases, one messed up. So a company called Urban FT stepped in to buy them out. Right now, they're in closed agreements. So they're silent, Urban FT and our DJLT, but they're saying that they're going to release some kind of press information in the next 24 hours. So they may do it during market hours, or they may just choose to do it after hours tomorrow. But one way or the other, they may unhalt the stock tomorrow if they do the press release during market hours. So you guys might want to pay attention to that.
There it is, man. Appreciate it as always, African Emporium. Thank you.
No worries, man.
All right. Shout out to African Emporium reminding us about DGLT. Yeah, they're getting unhalted tomorrow, as he said. The stock was very popular when it was running that one day where everybody just wanted a piece of it, and it got halted up. I have no doubt it's going to open up much lower. But if this buyout is for real, then we could very well see the stock open much higher if that news drops, right? If that news drops tomorrow. If that news doesn't drop, then this is really going to come down hard on that open, because everybody's going to want their money out of that once it gets unhalted. I'm looking through the list of Texas plays, and I didn't know Waste Management. Waste Management is based in Texas. I did not know that. Waste Management is based in Texas. Obviously, this is much more expensive stock, $75 stock, so definitely not cheap. But Builders First Resources, BLDR, where are we at on that one? $14. Okay, this is BLDR, Builders First Resource. Construction supplies and fixtures. Somebody mentioned a concrete play. I have your concrete here. U.S. Concrete, USCR. I don't know anything about. Oh shit, that's pretty expensive. 7270. U.S. Concrete, cement and concrete manufacturing. Why did that take a big dip like that? All right, do your research on it, but that's the ticker for it, U.S. Concrete. Looks like I've looked at this in the past. At 69 something. I'm not sure what I was looking at it for. Looks like I wasn't leaving notes. I didn't leave no notes on this one. All right. Yeah, 69 something there on 7270 right now. Let me see. Any cheapies, though? Any cheapies? The ones we like? Let me see. Here's another cement play. EXP. What is that? All right. Definitely not cheap. Damn. All right. So these Texas companies be up there, man. These Texas companies be up there. You see some companies that could take a hit. Classroom support services, whatever the fuck that means. ABCD. ABCD. All right, very illiquid. Yeah, man, I'm not seeing any real, any cheap ones that can, do some things. I see a couple companies that could take some huge L's though. I didn't know we had publicly traded pawn shops on the exchange too. A couple publicly traded pawn shops. First Cash, FCFS. I didn't even know there was a publicly traded pawn shop. Did y'all know there was a publicly traded pawn shop on the exchange? This stock's been going up too. I don't like the volume on it, but shit, that shit been going up. They must be making some money. This is a fucking pawn shop company with a $2 billion market cap. That's what I've been thinking about. These people in the pawn shop business, which most of them are in predominantly minority communities. I know they make money, but damn. How much you want to bet? If I look into it, you probably got some of these companies that are in many of our communities, and you look like you think it's owned by somebody and their son, but it's actually a damn corporation with tons of locations and shit. All right, let's keep going. Let's see a couple of GameStop. GameStop. I've been thinking about getting some shorts in GameStop. Yeah, GameStop has been one of those companies that I think is going to go out of business. I think 4 or 5 years from now, I think where GameStop probably won't even exist. I don't see a reasoning for it like I used to. When I was a kid, going to GameStop was almost like a rite of passage almost, going there with your friend or something. But now, I mean, what's the point of going to GameStop when many of these gaming platforms, they give it to you at a better price through the network. You know, and they're trying to get rid of the whole disk thing. That's why they're all creating their own little networks. They're going to get away with making disk. Because making disk and shit like that, that's expensive. The paper, the printing, the graphics, all that. Now it's going to be simply delivered by the network. I don't even think, the PS5, I'll be surprised if PS5 has disk. I'll be surprised if we get that far. Yeah, that was a publicly traded pawn shop company, man. Fuck that shit. Can't stand pawn shop. I can't. I've always hated businesses that are like vultures. You know what I'm saying? Particularly poverty vultures. And poverty vulture businesses are pawn shops. You know, private prisons. I can't stand. You know, those are corruption. That's a corruption of the free enterprise system. You know what I'm saying? Those should be banned. Those should be banned. You know, I don't believe in pawn shops and shit like that. You know, if you want to sell something for cash, you know, go to a private owner and do that. But I don't think there should be a business where you can charge usury rates on people to get money from them. You know, it's a crime. I just, you know, and you got some people out here putting title loans and shit like that. Fuck that shit, man. That should be illegal. Taking advantage of people who are going through short-term crisis, you know, and they're in a position where they unfortunately have to make long-term decisions that can affect them long-term, like putting a title loan on their car. You know what I'm saying? You short a couple $100 for rent, and then you lose your car. Now you've lost your job, and you don't even know how long it's going to take you to get another job. So now, yeah, you paid off your rent because you got the loan, but now if you lose your car, you lose your income, and now you're possibly going to end up on the street. I don't believe in those kind of businesses. What's up, Michael B? All right. So I gave out that list, trying to figure out if there's anything. I don't see it, man. I didn't know La Quinta was based. Here's another Trump stock. I don't know how La Quinta is doing anymore. It's been a long time since I followed that. There was a Trump stock, if you saw La Quinta. It was very unusual because it kind of took off after the election of Donald Trump. Like, what the hell is La Quinta moving up that high? It's been up there ever since and moving very aggressively. This is a Texas-based company. I didn't know La Quinta Hotels. I think I've only stayed in one for like one time. La Quinta. Sally Beauty Supply, which is all up in the hood, and nobody in the hood goes to Sally Beauty. I don't even know why Sally Beauty is all up in the hood, but or just on the outskirts. They know what to do just to be on the outskirts. They're not actually in the. Sally is always like just on the outskirts of the hood. Sally Beauty Supply. They're based out of Texas. Didn't know that. What else? Yeah, nothing else though. I don't see AT&T. I knew about AT&T. Cinemark. All right. Okay, a lot of interesting plays coming out of Texas. Not bad. Not bad. But yeah, man, going back to that fight, nobody's talking about, you know, Conor McGregor's lack of hand speed, man. No, everybody's talking about his size. Everybody's so emotionally invested, but very poor hand speed. The only thing that concerns me about Floyd is his age, but, you know, we'll see how that plays into a part tomorrow. On Saturday. But hand speed, and of course, you know, being a trader, I look at the numbers. And over the course of his 10 fights, Conor McGregor, he's only landed 36% of his punches over 10 fights. Over 10, you can Google this. Over 10 fights, he's hit only 36% of his punches. That's not going to work on Floyd Mayweather if that's what you're really working with. So, you know, if you think you're going to beat the best defensive fighter to ever lace up, you know, and you got so many people, again, emotionally invested, man, to a point where, you know, they got YouTube channels and they changing their Twitter names and out here, you know, just type in Floyd Mayweather and then put in the N-word and you just see a diatribe of just, you know, people so emotionally invested in the fight. It's sad, you know, because, you know, a lot of armchair losers, they see themselves through athletes. You know, they see themselves through Floyd Mayweather. They see themselves through Conor McGregor, especially him the most. You know, when Conor's doing the same shit that Floyd used to do, the same shit. There's nothing Conor is doing right now that Floyd wasn't doing 10 years ago. The cars, the fancy clothes, the way he talks. It's the same fucking shit. You know, but I don't want to go into that spiel because I'm seeing so much, you know, blatant racism in that fight, man. It's so sad. It's just sad. It's just so sad, you know. And again, it's when people, they allow race to get involved instead of actually seeing the fight for what it is. Two guys who are going to make a crap load of money. And the people who are emotionally invested on Monday, you got to go back to work. You got to go back to work for your $15, $14 an hour. And you all emotionally invested in the fight like, you know, like you going to get something out of it. You know what I mean? That's some sad ass shit. All right. So I'm going to get up out of here. Although good trading day. You know, we'll see how it all ends out tomorrow. I'm going to be looking forward to see how it all ends up tomorrow. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I hope he goes through this with the shutdown. You know, you guys don't understand. I've been wishing for the destruction of this country for the longest. I want the reset. I want the opportunity to get in at the ground floor like many other people who are living off that generational money. You know what I'm saying? Because their parents got in at the ground floor. I want the opportunity to get at the ground floor. I want this country to destroy. Press a big ass reset button. Boom. No government loans, no nothing. Now go out and hustle just like everybody at the beginning. Now, I get in at the ground floor. You know what I'm saying? So when people talk about, man, you anti-American. No, I want the opportunity to get in at the ground floor like, you know, some of y'all who living off this generational cash that I can't compete against because I don't have 200 years, 300 years of head start. So, yeah, I do worship and I do pray for the destruction of it. Yes, indeed. With that being said, man, this is episode 204, August 24th, 2017. Shout out to Parker Mills, Desert Edge, Otis Johnson, Bad Scientist, RTMB. Man, we went over it, Bats. I don't know if you're just showing up. I've been on here for a minute now. Kenny Nichols, Cali Girl, Q-Tech, Africa Emporium, thank you for the call. Michael B, Craig G, Bull Girl, all the people who are in the chat room today, thank you so much. I'll be back here again Monday. I might do a fight night special. Somebody was saying you should do a fight night special. I might think about that and then tweet out the link where we can watch it. We'll see on that. I ain't trying to get this fucking channel blocked too and shit. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I'll talk at you on Monday. If not, Saturday. We'll see. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Happy trading tomorrow.